right, welcome back. We have told you what is happening on the road, the weather, what we are having in store for you this morning. And one of the things that I promised this morning is that we are going to be having a conversation on how to use social media and AI to grow your business in a world where everyone is going digital. Every business actually. These days you can even get mama fuas online. You have a community of saloonists online. You have anything that you want, you will probably get it online. There is even a situation where you do house hunting online. So everything is going digital. How well can you better your business as a business person in whatever field that you are? That is something that we are going to be talking about this morning. And to help me unpack this conversation this morning is Collins Mwangi joining us. Thank you so much, Collins, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, Sylvia, for having me here today. It's always a pleasure to be at KUTV.
All right. Thank you so much. Collins, you are CEO and founder of Mimi AI.
Absolutely right.
What does it do as a company?
Mimi AI actually has a very funny story. You see how, like any other young person, you decide, let me make a random app and put it out there. And so with Mimi AI, I came up with just a very simple app that allows meme lords, those people who make those funny memes. You find them on WhatsApp or other people's status and in the groups, and deployed it and left it there. So following day, you get a bunch of more people interested. Hey, we've seen this thing, looks like Facebook for memes. Would love to engage more. And then you have more and more people using it. And then it comes down to businesses reaching out to you. Hey, we would love to leverage on this. Would want to use memes to market. And so the more you get close to hearing what the consumer needs and also getting to hear what people need, you get now to realize there are more business solutions that they do need. So Mimi AI, which was just a social platform that is meant to help people monetize memes, and it's also helped to integrate AI and also monetize creativity, ended up now becoming a whole ecosystem of different business solutions, which we are helping business out there, and I look forward to be unpacking them. Yeah.
You've mentioned helping meme lords monetize their work. How do they do that?
So I'd love to answer it in a very different way, since I think this is the first time in TV we are having a meme lords conversation happening, right? Every time you go on your WhatsApp, what do people post on their WhatsApp status?
Probably screenshots of what is tweeted.
Yeah, and high chances are people share a lot of memes, right? Now, if you go, one of the ways people also do digital marketing these days is you'd get someone says, ameshika on the WhatsApp status and come, hey, Sylvia, ebu angalia hapa. And then what has just happened there? It's marketing. That was very unconscious or probably subconscious marketing. And so through memes, we came to understand and to realize, one, you could use them to leverage the power of a brand or a business or a product or service. So through that, the businesses or rather even individuals are able to market very well through the power of memes. Now, out of the very same, you're able now to leverage two ways. Through the platform, if I go and see Sylvia's memes on Mimi AI, any business or any person can create an account the same way you do on either of your social media, Instagram, Facebook, or X, and fill in your details there, your M-Pesa number. So Sylvia will be able to make money in two ways. Number one, if Collins sees memes za Sylvia, they are very funny, Collins will send him or her, 50 shillings, 100, or even 1,000. Now, number two, that's the peer-to-peer. Number two is the corporate side, which we've got business which have come to us as Mimi AI, and they've asked us would want to run a campaign with you. And so what you do, we put an advertisement out there. Hey, are you a meme lord? Come and join us for this campaign. We give them the one, the right directions, what to share, what not to be shared, and all those obligations that are required for this specific business. And so this creator create memes, and also they share them either on their networks and also on their on Mimi AI and any other place that would be very comfortable to share. So through that, this creator has made money in two different ways. So the peer-to-peer and also the corporate. And by the way, people are on Facebook, Instagram, and X, but they don't make money on memes. So this is a very new concept, and also a very new concept for how the future of AI and also social media is gonna look like. And I mean, probably our biggest competitors at now would be Zuckerberg and the Meta team. And for your information, Mimi is not just being used in Kenya alone. So we've seen creators coming all across Africa and also across outside Africa, where I've seen people from different continents. At least we can register 2 or 3, 5 countries per continent. And that's good trajectory. I'll be set to be also traveling across East Africa also again, because our operations are also heading all the way to those sides too.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about how you manage the influx of meme loads to the platform in a bit, but I want to understand with the memes, there is a use of images. Yes, these days we have images created by AI. You can instruct AI to create an image, but there is a situation where we are having images of random people. Probably their picture was taken when they didn't know, or probably it's used in a way that they don't want. So how do you handle cases where someone wants to sue a meme lord for using their photo, or a photographer claiming rights on a photo that is used?
So again, not just creating Mimi AI. One of the things we've also created is called Nomos AI. I think last time when I was here, I was talking about legal AI. And through Nomos AI, we've partnered with a couple of law firms and also a couple of lawyers. And on the same legal issue, whenever meme lords come to the platform, we have given them terms and conditions that they have to adhere to. So number one, well, myself, I'm very comfortable. If you want to make a meme out of me, I do not have a problem. I've seen even a couple of meme of my image. And we understand that if Sylvia saw her picture being used as a meme, and probably that's being commercialized, she'd really want to press charges. So what we've encouraged more of our creators is, I mean, if you're comfortable, make a meme with your own pictures. So that's to curb that. Number two, using objects, you know. For instance, there was a meme campaign that we were doing, probably if they're able to show, and it was running for Cairo Dental Hospital in Hapa kwa Cairo. And that meme campaign had a goat with braces on the teeth. And it was so funny that, you see, it didn't necessarily affect any individual. And also, it's just a random goat that we took a picture of. So with that comes, and also probably people also make cartoons out of it. And also these days, there are very different ways of how people make memes. I think you've seen on TikTok, people just write 2 or 3 sentences and it becomes a meme. So we've tried to steer the direction of where there is no infringing on other people's rights. And if one has to do so, probably use your own picture, or if one was to use it, they have to sign a consent form for sure. And especially when it's memes that are really relating to business, and also to make sure that the freedom of free speech doesn't also get stepped on.
All right. Now, this is something that you started in the year?
2023.
2023. Now, from 2023, this is probably 2 years now.
Yeah.
Or 3, depending on the month. So the more you talk about it, the more meme lords or more people get to interact with the platform. How do you handle the influx of this number? Because you've said that you began this as a platform of sharing memes, monetizing it. So how do you handle when you're having a large number of meme lords? How do you manage it in terms of getting to know who is paid, who is not paid, who nani anafinyiliwa chini. So how do you handle the big numbers?
So on one campaign, that would be a big campaign, it would come into different ways. There are campaigns that would involve all the way to 1,000 people. And also there are those campaigns that chances are they have to be done internally. Either they are very sensitive. So on the platform, one of the things we've ensured is one is able to put in their right details, okay? Also, I've partnered with a SACCO and also a bank so as to make sure that payments processing are easier to be done. And also just being also able to track who are the registered meme lords. Because you see, we are not just working with any random meme lord. They have to come, sign up, tell them, hey, these are our terms, this is how we've been operating, and this is why we do not do things the way you are doing, or rather the way how it has been. So once we do that and we have a conversation with them, and also a form of training, because you just can't, sharing memes doesn't require any form of training, but because of the nature of how business looks like, and also to make sure that it's free and fair, there has to be a form of a 30-20 minutes training for them to understand also how they can do it. And even as we're having the conversation to do leveraging social media and also AI, you really want to make sure that for instance, one of the corporate space I have been called Jungo Farm, every Friday there would always be a meme running over, So once there's sort of this training, it makes sure that there's fairness, and we try to be as fair as much as we can. Yeah.
All right. Now, how does success look like for you?
Well, success for me looks like, number one, meme lords being able to get a coin. Because musicians and any other form of artists, they get, money, or rather revenue out of whatever they do. How about these meme lords? One of the trips I took, I think earlier, and also it's something I continuously do, is meeting university students, because they are the biggest meme lord creators, the meme economy, you would say. And we all do understand that as of now, globally, what we are experiencing is a lot of gig economy workers, right? Where unachapa ka gig hapa, you get another gig here, and so on and so forth. So I'm not only, because you see, Mimi AI is the parent company to all these other products that we do have. Talk of Akina Cheza, Akina Flex POS. What we make sure we do is being able to meet these creators. The first time I went to, I think, Kist University and met meme lords and told them, hey, by the way, you could monetize. They were very shocked. Sisi tunashare memes, people just laugh, and they do not make any coins. So when it came out that they could make money and just get some form of training, and by the way, I do run Mimi AI Headquarters Hub, which is at Dome Square, second floor there, somewhere along the Northern Bypass. We take time to sit down with these meme lords, train them, and help them to be able to see it's not just memes, it's business now. Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about the tools under Mimi AI later, but right now I want us to talk to business people who are watching us right now, because we have a fan base that is business oriented. So assuming I am doing probably mitumba business, or I am selling mahindi choma, we talk about integrating AI and social media in terms of improving our businesses. How well do we do that from where you sit?
Let me start with these two statements. The first statement is, if your business is not in the internet, you're probably going to be doomed. The second statement, if you're not using AI, chances are you won't be very efficient. However, AI comes with its own ballpark of challenges. So if I'm selling mitumba, if I'm selling, and also the business, we meet every single day with Mtaani Business Network, product under Mimi AI. So if I'm running this sort of very informal business, I'm selling at Kibandaski's and so on and so forth, and I'm doing this, we call them the informal sector business, where that's where the big margin of young people and also the big margin of the economy is. Last I checked, there are 7.4 small businesses. Some of them are not even registered, approximately, okay?
7.4%.
7.4 million. 7.4 million businesses, small businesses, are not registered. Either, talk of you do sell mitumba, you do sell some gadgets, electronics, and so on and so forth. So now with the use of social media, AI, and APIs, so out of social media, any person who is running a business right now, I saw on this show again, I think we had this lady who is selling mitumbas from Kirugwe. Yeah. And I saw she's able to deliver countrywide. And it's because she has leveraged so much of the social media to make sure that she's able to connect even with those clients she might never meet on her eyes. I mean, even for us, we've worked with people who we've never met with our eyes, but we've saw what they've done on social media. I think it's very prudent for any business, any form of business, even if you only do sell watches or viatu or whatsoever, to be online. Have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a TikTok, and all this, and even a Mimi AI page. Make memes out of your business. You really want to make sure that what's the communication you're putting? There's humor, there's creativity, and also be very much aware that the consumer of these days is very much aware and is very much informed. Consumer of today's are really much learned. And if they also never had a chance to be in school, the internet has become the school of the consumer these days. And now heading to the second thing, leveraging use of AI. Some of this business that you see, let's say you go to a joint where you do eat, right? Or a joint where you do go and hang around with your folks. One of the things you'd want to implement AI is probably having two ways, a chatbot that can be able to help your consumer be engaged. Now, in the same note, I want to give a practical example. So under Mimi, one of the things we have is cheza.mimiai.com. So Cheza is also gamified marketing, okay? Remember, like I said, consumers of today, they're very much informed. So when we talk of gamified marketing, what is there to be leveraged on? If I go to, let's say I go to a cafe, or I go to a client of ours called Dijan Juice and Fresh Juice and Produce. If I go there, she has a Cheza.mimiai. One of the things I see in I go there and start learning, playing games, okay? These are like AI-powered games. I start playing games about sugarcane. When I take sugarcane juice, what does it do to my body? When I take beetroot juice, what does it do to my body? So you see, when you as a business, you start leveraging vitu kama hizo, it really helps you to be propelled so forward that, if my customers also came, they will not only be marketed to because there was social media, but they'll start learning about my products. Like I said, one of the games that was running was the dental games, okay? So what the consumer gets is they are not only interacting with the business, but the business is also teaching them, okay? Now, lastly, to something we call API. API is where most of business probably they think, we need to have websites, we need to be all over, and so on and so forth. And as a business person, one of the things you are really counting is the cost of marketing, okay? And the cost of being out there and putting your business there, like I said, from Faida and what I saw on this very show, and where she was, you know what, I really have to leverage every single social media to make sure that I'm there. Now, these social medias do have something we call APIs. Now, a very good example is like the Mtaani Business Network. Now, we are leveraging only two APIs, your WhatsApp API and your Google Maps API. I want to give an example of a hardware called Metumi, okay, along Kiambu Road. Metumi is a very normal hardware like any other, and they are doing a lot of work on hardware and paints. Now, if today I logged into Mtaani Business Network or just searched on Google, verified hardware and paint center, I would get Metumi. Reason being, the business integrated two APIs. That's the WhatsApp API, where if I tap, I'm able to reach out to the owner of the business. And again, if I tapped on the Maps API, I'm able to see the location of where they are at. Now, that explains why every business needs to be on social media to leverage AI and also to leverage APIs. Yeah.
There is a saying that AI might replace working persons. What's your opinion on that?
I always get this question every other time. Wow. Well, I have to say, we are in that season of adapt or die, for sure. If you are not leveraging, I'd love to see AI more of a tool, less of a threat. If you're not leveraging AI more of a tool, then chances are your business might be obsolete. So any business that is not leveraging either social media, AI, or APIs, chances are they might not be in business for a long time. For instance, I also saw on the show, we had this guy who is doing tailoring work and teaching young people how to do tailoring and also be able to like make business of their own, right? Now, if he decides, mimi nitauza just within my locality, okay? Chances are this guy, if someone else becomes a competitor and they are very big on social media, what will happen? And they're leveraging all the business tools. This is the days you have Canva, you can make better designs, you have Adobe, you have OpenAI, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Plexi, City AI, and all these different AIs. If you don't leverage how to use them, chances are you might be very obsolete. Yesterday, and I was telling all my staff at work to listen to a podcast that a fellow CEO shared with me, that how to prompt your ChatGPT well, okay? Now, for instance, I think I also do. I tell like my ChatGPT, this is my business, this is what I'm doing, and these are my customers, and this is the feedback they tell me. And I train my ChatGPT I train it not to give me response, but to help me think through. Now, when we say AI is going to replace our jobs, it's because either we are choosing to be lazy or we are choosing not to be innovative. I'd love to see more of AI to be more of a tool. However, there's no lie to AI is going to take up some jobs for sure. And then what we need is to try and be able to be more innovative, to come up with other new, roles and jobs. And also the beauty of AI is that it's also able to create more new jobs. I mean, the first time I deployed Mimi AI, I was only one guy. Right now I have close to 15 people working to me day to day right now. And even more than supporting more than 10,000 business right now. So AI is also coming with its own new challenges. And I think if I was to put them on a way balance, I think AI has more good than it has more harm. Yes, we've had incidents where people are using AI for harm. I strongly discourage it, and I strongly request that even the Ministry of ICT and the right frameworks to really come in handy to put these measures to be followed.
Conversations about AI is big. Recently, I saw that what you prompt ChatGPT can be used against you in court, whatever information you give ChatGPT, because there are no restrictions to that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk a little bit about social media marketing, because you're big on having your business online. Do you have practical steps that one can take? I mean, this is someone who is probably selling shoes. Or this is someone who is in corporate. How do they use social media? Like, is there a practical way? Because we've seen a situation where people post, and how do you rate success in terms of social media presence? Is it engagement? Is it feedback? How does success look like when it comes to social media marketing?
So let me start with key lessons that I have learned. A couple of the lessons I have learned, and also we've leveraged with other business. And by the Mimi AI, despite being a software engineering company, we're helping business do social media marketing and also management. Now, to any business that is out here, just before you go and open that Facebook or Instagram or TikTok page, I want you to think of 3 things: acquire, engage, and retain. Acquire, engage, and retain. Why am I opening these social media pages? I want to acquire my clients, and I also want to retain them and also engage them. How do I start by acquiring them? Now, there's a very big deception of, fungua a big Facebook page and start getting many followers. That's how you make business, okay? Well, there's some truth to getting more followers, but there's also some truth to getting the right people who are your audience, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, even to the business that we even do for them, social media marketing and management, and help them to see the same. One of the discussions we start with, it's first drafting with them. What's the purpose? Now, let's say I want to use very practical examples. Let's say I do make juice. Easy juice kukunywa, okay? The ones that you get blended or made for you. And also mtumba, okay? Give me another business.
Mm-hmm. We have people in corporate. Let me give you an example of a journalist.
And a journalist, okay? So these are three different business. Now, if I'm a journalist, I have to think of what are the stories I give as Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
As Sylvia, some of the stories, and there's also the personal branding, right? As Sylvia, the stories I give are more to business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are the contents that I'll be sharing out there? It will be very specific content. You won't meet Sylvia talking about maybe politics when it's not business, right? And that makes Sylvia to be very narrowed to the kind of the information she gives. Now, what does Sylvia get in return? Loyalty, because she gets people who are, I have to listen to Sylvia. You see, same way you have to turn to specific shows because when I go to that show, there are a lot of things I learn. For instance, one of the things I see on like Biashara Tuesday, when I go there, I know I'll always be meeting new smart minds who are coming here to give their insights, and I learn from them. And like when I go to a different media station, that's a thing I would get. Now, that what Sylvia has created to the consumer ni FOMO, fear of missing out. If you don't watch Sylvia's show on Biashara, now you are missing so much, okay? Now let's go to the Mtumba person.
Mm-hmm.
Now this Mtumba person, like I said, they do not need even a website. They only need WhatsApp and maps and people to know where they are in their social media.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say I sell viatu, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this is my Mtumba business. One of the things I would be very keen to, itakuwa getting the right quality of the product, because talk of the product or service or whichever industry you are at. So when I get these mitumbas of mine and to say me at the household utensils and many things that Kenyans do sell, and
Mm-hmm.
Kenyans are better businessmen than any other place I've traveled around.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Very
Kenyans are very proactive, productive, and very smart. Now, when I open the shoe line to say viatu safi ama casual smart, now what I'll be leveraging on is to put the right content there, and then when I put that content is helping me to acquire these people. And how do I retain them? What are some of these very smart ways I'll do? Would I need to animate? Would I need to make very nice videos out of the viatu? And these days you only need your smartphone. Mm-hmm. That's the power of your smartphone. Now, again, when you talk of this person who is also selling the fruit juice, now the consumer of Skuhizi, one of the things I've come to like about them, and like before, and I saw this story being covered again on Al Jazeera, is people want to see your face. Mm-hmm. There are times I've walked somewhere and someone's, you are Collins, nice to see you. They relate you to the business, not you just putting my posters there and there's no human interaction. Now, mm-hmm. What are you doing? You are not only acquiring, but now engaging through you, Sylvia, now talking, okay? Even these days, AI can role play. Mm-hmm. And I really urge more business to be more authentic than to leave AI to do everything for them. And then you want to retain. How do you retain these people? Now that uko na social media, grow your pages, you've met the right people who are subscribing to whatever you do, and then there's the power of community. These days, people trade within community and the community, it's a WhatsApp, like I was saying, what we are leveraging on Mtaani Business Network and Akina Flex POS, because what you get from these local businesses, it's people trade within their communities. Mm-hmm. And now, how do I make sure I retain these people? Does it mean I'll have to create loyalty programs? Does it mean I'll have to gift them? Does mm-hmm. it mean I'll have to use vouchers? Mm-hmm. Now, before, you see that kajani imekuwa quite long. You are not only creating the social media page peke yake and now engaging them, but then you're starting to look at now, because I have social media. And one of the things I like about today's business world, it's that competition is global. Now, if ninauza mtumba na niko Kasarani area, or maybe niko Mwiki, ama niko Kiambu, ama niko Nakuru, now I'll be knowing I'm competing with Masharia, who is maybe in Kisumu, okay? Onyango, who is in maybe Kisumu, or Kimani, who maybe has started his business somewhere in Garissa. Now, through social media, it has really allowed to have interweb, or rather like inter-county, or the geographical area doesn't become limited. It becomes business can be done all across. People will order when I'm in Kirugoya, and I'll send them mzigo to them. People will order my shoe, and I'll use probably pick up mtaani and all these other ninis to deliver. So I think that's quite exhaustive, and I'd love to have more discussion on the same.
All right. Now, we are still on the same. There are situations where you text a business owner in WhatsApp, and there is an automated text that replies to you. Sounds a little bit of so artificial. I also had someone say that the reason why churches will remain, people will still go to churches, because you can't replace, the feeling of togetherness, the feeling of, the community feeling.
The human interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is that aspect in business where I have seen a case where ads are created by AI to avoid paying content creators, to avoid paying models, to, where does this leave businesses at in terms of human interaction? Is it a hindrance, or is it something that if we embrace it, it will, lead to more sales?
So you've pointed out two things, and I would love to start with the first part, and also on the second part, so that I'm able to give more context. So now, when we leverage AI, like you were talking of the chatbot, when you get a poor dev who is doing your software engineering work, chances are they might not give you better output. And by the way, one of the things I do when hiring, like my software developers, is I want to see the business acumen. I just don't want to see an automated message, because sometimes what you see, like the WhatsApp you're saying, one of the things I see is people getting, like, to create a software, but then there's no that human interaction. And like you said, people are doing business with communities, the human interaction. See, sometimes I buy things from people because I know them and I relate to them. Now, when we put AI to, like, quote unquote replace that, we are using AI for a wrong purpose. We should be using it to, we do talk with Sylvia, and whenever she wants to order, why not make a chatbot for her to be able to select things a bit faster, not to automate kila kitu, even the conversations I should be having, like negotiating with them. And then there's this whole hype here, create AIs, guys, it's bringing money. That hype, to some extent, I'd love to discourage it. It has to be, why are you creating AI? To do what? You see, is it to streamline? And when it comes to where you're saying people will still go to church, and by the way, one of the reasons you really want to go to any social gathering, be it church, mosque, or wherever you go, it's because of meeting people in real person and talking with them. I saw even Meta is doing like avatars, and I was also even questioning, does it mean now you will be role playing with me instead of having this conversation? So for sure, when AI is untamed, there will be consequence, and some of the consequences losing this interaction with one another. Talk of the COVID time, where you could not even see your own next door neighbor, and you would feel sort of lonely. I mean, I'm one person who likes being near people, so AI shouldn't be replacing that. It should be making it easy. For instance, now to the second bit where you mentioned of brands are now leveraging AI and choosing not to pay creators or people who are supposed to do these ads. I think that's a very fishy way of running business, and to some extent that needs to be really much discouraged. And if it was to be used to help in marketing, and you're using AI to generate probably images or videos. Now, there's these videos I see that are falsely generated, and one of the biggest challenge we'll be facing us in the age of AI is, my time with Akina Open AI and Akina, the likes of Meta, one of the things, the conversations you'd see ni ati false news, false information will always believe to be there. And now where the disadvantage comes is, now as a brand I choose, now I want to work with humans, I'll let the AI do the job for me. Then I'm also setting myself up for failure, because I need a human brain or a human mind to be there, help us be able to model the AI, help us learn things. And also, if I'm a graphic designer and I'm using AI, I really need that human touch, because sometimes, has someone ever sent you a WhatsApp message? Now you can tell this is AI generated kabisa, and you feel there's no human touch. Or even a business automated response. Sometimes you even ask the question, how much does this cost? Sorry, we are unavailable right now, we'll talk to you. You see what that also me as an informed consumer, this is a business that does not prioritize customer eccentric. One of the secrets you see with some of this business is being very customer eccentric. The customer is the king, and the customer is the one you want to talk to, more or less. Yeah.
But whenever someone is having a business, the main goal is to make profits.
Yeah.
So choosing to use AI is a little bit cheaper. So it's a situation of rig or be rigged. You're not using it, but your competitor is using it. So how do you handle that situation? Because using AI in terms of generating content, in terms of marketing and all that is cheaper, way cheaper than using real people. How do you balance between the two, choosing the cheapest option and choosing relationships?
You've just made me recall a meme I saw of this boss wearing a very big suit, and they were saying, if your boss wears like this, you are very assured your job won't be replaced by AI. Anyway, that was very funny to see. And now that relates to the day-to-day use of AI. Now, if I was choosing, because most of the business and every business, the reason as to why business are existing is to maximize on profit, interest of the shareholders, and all these things. And again, we are in a capitalist environment, sadly, and if I was a business, I think I would have to reevaluate. And one of the things I see most business persons are not doing, they are not having these conversations with themselves. How do we use AI? It's the hype, and then they think, pia mimi I need to use cloud. Oh, pia mimi I need to use ChatGPT. Oh, now I need to use this Canva AI model. Now, if I was looking at that and what I have been using personally, you could still have the option of send these 15 people home or people who work for you and decide let AI do everything for me. But then how about the relationships, the human touch, the community? How are people trading with one another? For instance, sometimes we engage in doing workshops, and some of the best feedbacks we get from our clients, it's through these workshops that we've done. For instance, I want to give a good business that we've done the same, and I took so many lessons. And sometimes, as part of even being a crazy founder, take notes, record your own audios and listen to them again and again. These are some of the things you do when you're working. Listen to them. Ask yourself, have those conversations with yourself. So with this workshop, they are called Higher Bloom Cradle, okay? It's also like AI that also helps mother to track pregnancy, okay? Now, we've been doing a lot of outreach and also a lot of webinars and also a lot of meeting the users and the expectant mothers and also giving them the solution and hearing from them. If they choose to market without involving experts and their consumers, chances are they'll make a very vigorous or very AI-generated content and put it out there. But you see, when you go and meet this expectant mother and you ask her, hi, Sasa, how is it going? They give you the real feedback, right? Now, if a business chooses to eliminate human resourcefulness, it's eliminating two things. It's like shooting yourself on the feet. You're eliminating the relationships, because every people you bring on board, they bring new relationships, and this is the role of business development manager. So AI will never be able to do that. And in as much as the hype is big, AI will never be able to interact with Sylvia to this capacity of which I'm interacting. And that's what I was giving the example of. There are messages you get that are automated, and you can tell this business is not consumer centric. Yeah.
All right. Now, as we bring this home, there is about 14 plus tools under AI.
Absolutely right.
Talk to us about the best three that are among the tools, the best three, and how their effectiveness to someone who is doing business.
Yeah, so it's really hard to choose the best three. Yeah, it's really, really hard to choose the best three, but I think I would want to put it this way. If you're a business and you are doing, because we are both in manufacturing, we are in all industries as out of now. If you're a lawyer, we have something for you. And all these different industries, wherever you are, we have something for you, a solution. Now, let me start with Mtaani Business Network. Mtaani Business Network, you can get it on biashara.mimiai.com. Mtaani Business Network allows people to be able to list their business. It's like an online directory where people can go and check business and reach to them via WhatsApp or even the maps. You just create your business there and upload and say what you do and where you are at. That is really good. As you create all your social medias and everything, you need to be on Mtaani Business Network. I'll be doing also a trip around East Africa and also around Central Kenya as well, to also meet more new businesses. And also we'll be having our webinar for Biashara Mtaani, where we'll be meeting this business and talking with them. We will be alongside GDC Sacco, another financier, another business, Cairo Hospital, Kelsey Spa, and so many of our clients too. The second one, I think that it's good for business, it's loyalty. Now, I remember I talked about acquire, retain, and engage. When you want to engage your customers, how do you do that? You want to give them gifts through Giftika Widow, okay? So that you know discounts kill business, you know that? But vouchers do not, because until they are redeemed, it's when the cost is incurred. So I see most business, they go and give very crazy offers. Something was to be sold at 10,000, or it's being sold at 5,000. That's killing the business. And like I was saying, the first thing you want to do is have this conversation. So when they use loyalty through Giftika, I think that's another platform that any business can leverage on. And lastly, I said Mtaani. Mtaani, you have Flex POS also alongside there. And lastly, I think every business needs something we call BI analytics. Most of this business, it's also another product there. They have a lot of data. Consumers come, they write their phone number, they write their email address. How do you leverage that data to now retain them and entertain them? And when you leverage BI analytics, you are being able to also leverage Cheza, where now games will be made across your business too. Yes. That was a very tough one. Hey.
Choosing among 14 plus.
Yeah.
But you know you've interacted with them, so you know best.
Yeah. And I think in this context, because it's more business, I think it's. But I think above all, they need memes. Banama.
We all need memes to survive. Yeah. Anyway, we are bringing this home. Do you have any last word for our viewers who's probably starting a business? Any secret that you have for them? For those maybe they're starting, they've been in business, they are veterans in business. Any advice or secrets that you'd like to give to our viewers, and finally how they can get to you?
So to those who are starting, I think what I'd love to tell them, it will all not make sense. It also doesn't harm to sleep 4 or 5 hours, as long as you have the clear directions to what you are doing. You won't get funding, unfortunately, if so easily. It will be very tough. It would mean for you to take a small job to cater for your bills. It would also mean for you to sacrifice so much, especially your personal time and also your peace of mind. But one day it will come to pay off. I've been a subject to that, where there were times I've not even slept more than enough. But it now comes to pay off. to those who are already in the business, take a moment today to, after the show, to reanalyze your business. What have I been doing? What is so wrong that I've not been doing? And also, how do I need to improve? Does it mean for me to talk to an expert? And now, who is the expert you want to talk to, or someone who has been there? Someone who is doing business. I see most business people getting advice from people who are not in business. It's like an entrepreneur going to get advice to an employee. Yeah, you know, those are two different people. And sometimes, you know, and in part of personally growing, sometimes you have to be very humble enough to listen to even those who, they are not supposed to be advising you, you know, but you pick the right advice. And the other thing is to leverage on your networks and also the communities for those who are existing, so that you can maximize your reach and your audience. To the veterans, keep inspiring us. You're really doing a good job. I mean, I would also want to even just appreciate, Dr. Charles Kioko, CEO at GDC. He has been such a very good gentleman who, he's always, hey, you really have to work hard. And sometimes when I'm nearly giving up, he's the guy who reminds me how I was here some years ago, and why you are seeing me now, it's because I choose not to quit. And someone else, Mark Kaigwa, CEO at Nendo. This guy has mentored me since I was a young man, or rather a young boy. And one of the things I see, it's the passion for him with the young people, where you find Mark is that person who, he has been there for quite some time, probably 2 or 3 decades now. Mm-hmm. And what you get, it's not generic advice. Mm-hmm. You get, it's advice of, this guy's in tech, I'm in tech, and the problems I face are the problems that he faces. And to these young folks who are coming in business, get a good mentor, someone you can decide, like I do personally, every single Sunday after church, meet over a cup of coffee, talk with either Mark, meet Gioni with Mr. Kioko, probably tell them these are my problems. And you see, sometimes one of the things I came to realize, most of the business people and entrepreneurs, much of the problems they face are not even money. It's because they never spoke up. Because sometimes you have something that is clearing your vision on what you want to do, and unfortunately, because you didn't share with someone who knows you better, they're not able to do so. And many other, Mr. John Moshoki, my own parent, and also an entrepreneur, learning from his mistakes. And by the way, being able to be very close in their personal lives. Like my mzee, I would see he only had a mattress and a desk and a computer. And you just sleep there, Mr. John Moshoki, okay? And I would ask, this guy is making money, mbona analala chini? And sometimes you see, it's because I do not want the comfort of sleeping on a bed to make me forget about the vision. And
why
today,
then do you work if it can't help you as a person?
I think there's to that, but also there's to sometimes you have to make yourself a bit uncomfortable for you to go that extra mile, you know. And I think so many other people who have been part of my journey, as well as a young entrepreneur, and people who have really given me much support. I can't list all of them. These are our clients. These are our people who are also interacting with us. And by the way, to any entrepreneur, your biggest friend and stakeholder is your client. That is the person you need to be very more close to. Maybe how you could reach me, you could reach me on 0794 153 677. You could Google me or on any other platform, Collins Mwangi, Mimi AI. And you could also check out our website, Mimi AI or Mimi AI Business, or business.mimiai.com. All
right. Can you redo the number once again?
Oh, the number is 0794 153 677.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Now, that has been a conversation on how you can harness social media and AI to better your business. Thank you so much, Collins, for making time for us this morning. And that was very impactful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. Today at 2 p.m., I'll be meeting Kirigiti Business Community, and some of these things we've shared are what we'll be sharing too. And also, I think I'll be meeting USIU, I think Business School, and KINAP as well. And I look forward to sharing this. Let's have this conversation, because the only way to fight unemployment is Kenya is to make more entrepreneurs and create more opportunities. And if we have that kind of mentality, we won't be asking the government to do things for us. We'll be challenging them to be part of our solutions.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, to our viewers back at home, we've had a case where you're in campus and you have to do business. You have to balance between your business and studies. Today we are featuring DJ Sheriff, who is a student balancing DJing, being in clubs, being in celebrations, Rorasho and all that, and still balancing that with his education. That feature will be coming up shortly after the break. Then after the break, we'll be having a conversation on the state of our nation that is on Newspaper Review. See you after the break.